need to mix. I'm going to use a lot of them, maybe not too much so we don't waste them. If you need some more, you can always get more from the tube karena nggak perlu dicampur juga, so it's gonna be a lot easier to just get some more and not waste it. All right, so for the black, it's going to be for the top part of the sky. As you can see here, there's a line here. You can use a flat brush. Smaller than this would be cool. That's all right. Or you can use the brush that you're most comfortable with. For me, I love using round brush, sometimes more than the flat brush. I'm just going to use the round brush, and as you can see, I'm painting in pretty much one direction, left and right, not up and down. Also going to paint the corners and the top, the very top of the sky right here. The very top of the sky. You might want to start painting from the very top of the sky. Why? Because we are going to blend the bottom part right here later. Now, as you can see, I'm not painting all through to the line because that's going to be a little bit darker. And you can even actually start from the bottom of the line. We're going to add blue there. So to make a transition from the darker color to the lighter one, it's going to be a sunset, right? So the bottom part is going to be light. I like yellow and orange-ish color. So from black to going to that color, ada transitionnya. This is only black, and as you can see here, garisnya itu kan ada satu, one on top of the sea, the second one right here, and then the big one on top right there. I'm not gonna paint until the bottom. As you can see, I'm leaving a little space there. Not too big, not too small. Yeah, I'm just going to paint it like this. Make sure I got every part on the top as black. Make sure that the bottommost is still wet like this. I'm re-wetting it, making sure that it is still wet so we can blend it beautifully. Now remember that acrylic paint dries faster, so make sure to work kind of quickly, a little bit quicker. I'm going to take navy blue. No need to mix. So only navy blue right here. Putting it on a new palette. You don't need too much for now. Miss nggak akan cuci brushnya. Still the same brush, but I'm going to wipe it like this. Got most of it. Because if you wash it, you got some water on the brush, and sometimes that wouldn't make the blending quite as nice. It makes it a little bit watery. Swipe it, and then going to the bottom like this. So I started from the top, dari warna hitam dulu baru ke bawah. Jadi warna birunya lebih jelas di bawah. Till right here. So as you can see here, I still have two lines, yang besar sama yang kecil, because this is going to be a different color. Now I'm pretty sure my blue is not very bright there. So I'm going to add more. So it has a little bit bluish color there. And keep brushing so that they blend. I'm adding more blue so I can see that it gets bluer at the bottom. Jadi warnanya lebih biru makin ke bawah. So it's not just black from the top. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Try to blend it to the black. Keep swiping so that they blend. I'm gonna add some more blue at the bottom part of the black. It has more contrast there. Jadi lebih kelihatan warna birunya. Usually if you want to make the blue more prominent atau lebih kelihatan, you can take some blue starting from the bottom and then move your way upwards. All right, so the second color is, well, we are not changing colors yet. We are still using black and navy blue. I'm going to add more black to this. Kalau misalkan blacknya habis, kita tambah black lagi. But this time, karena ini sea and not the sky, warnanya lebih banyak birunya. As you can see, the sky has more black, right? This time, I have both black and blue. So no need to mix. But both of them have their own space.
Yeah.
From the very bottom part. From the very bottom part until around right here. If I mark it where we're going to paint, it's around the bottom of the reflection of the moon, right there. Maybe a little bit up here. Just black. You can use big round brush. If you want to wash your brush, you can do that. We're still using pretty much the same color though. And we're using black anyway, so you might not need to wash it. Next part is probably easier one, and you might really not need to wash the brush at all because we want them to blend. Okay, so it's until the bottom part of the moon like this. Kalau agak bergelombang nggak apa-apa because it's the sea anyway. So that's all right. If you see it like this part right here is the sky, and this part at the bottom is the sea. So as you can see, this is a reflection. Jadi karena ini like a mirror, you know, kebalikannya. So this is darker at the top, this is darker at the bottom. Nanti makin ke atas makin terang, yang ini makin ke bawah makin terang. So that's what we're gonna do. If you want, you can add a tiny bit of black right here, just to make sure that the parts are still wet. Ini agak randomly, that's all right, because we want them to blend. Now, without washing the brush, take some of the blue di samping aja. So if they blend, that's okay. And paint it like this. Keep swiping. Navy blue now. So I'm not washing my brush because I want them to blend. So make sure that the black is still wet. Kalau udah kering, you can add some more black. Blend it a little. If you want to add some of the blue to the black part, that is totally fine because we want them to blend anyway. dan it's the sea. It has waves. So the colors are not exactly the same. Jadi ada part yang bagian bawahnya ada sedikit birunya, ada yang masih ada blacknya at the top. It's gonna be a little bit random. I'm just painting at the bottom of this tail, the whale's tail. This is why I'm using a big round brush, so you can paint to the smaller parts. You can use the tip of the brush, pakai ujungnya. I'm going to paint right until kira-kira the middle part. So like I said, this is going to be a little bit random. You can make, jadi nggak patah gitu antara transition from the blue to the black or from the black to the blue. So you can always add some more of the blue and some more of the black. For example, I'm going to show you here. Misalnya punya Miss yang sebelah kiri ini not blending too well. Bagian yang hitamnya misalnya, they're not blending too well. So if I want them to blend super well, just a little bit karena black very strong, and just keep brushing. Blend in the middle of the blue. Jadi ada sedikit black here and there. Tapi keep brushing. Dan brushingnya ke kanan dan ke kiri, left and right. So we can kind of make a little bit like a wave shape. Tiny bit of black, that's all right. Jadi dia ada sedikit, nggak biru doang gitu, ada sedikit shape to it. A little bit of a shape. Can add it randomly, by the way, so it doesn't have to be perfectly the same because it's the sea. That's what I like about nature. It can be a little bit different until around the middle like this. Now we are going to take a little bit of white. No need to mix. We're just going to put it on the next palette. So I'm just going to put it here. So what's interesting about this painting today, itu kita mixing paintsnya right on top of the board, not on the palette. We have all the colors separate. We're going to mix it on the board. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is to do this. So I'm going to paint blue until pretty much the top part. Jadi sampai garis yang ini nih. There's going to be all blue. But like I said, since we want the top part of the sea lighter, karena dia reflecting the sky, since the sun sets in, jadi bagian paling bawah sky terang, tapi bagian paling atas laut yang terang. So I'm just going to paint it like this. Yang penting basah dulu, all blue like this. If it helps, you can change to a smaller brush. But for this, I think you can still use a big round brush, because the spaces are still pretty big. Now, once we have it all covered, I'm just starting from the left one here. I'm going to take a little bit of white with the tip of my brush like this. So no need to mix, but I'm just going to paint it like this. Add some streaks. There, like this. More of the white in the middle. A little bit at the top. Jadi, I still have some blue here. I'm still using the same brush, not washing the brush. And just take a tiny bit of white. See, I'm taking a tiny bit of white with the tip of my brush. Then keep swiping like this. Ke kanan, ke kiri, like this. Kalau kurang terang, you can add a little bit more white. Just keep brushing so they blend. And use a tiny bit of white at a time. Jadi sedikit-sedikit aja supaya dia nggak terlalu blocking the color. Now what's nice about this, you can go back to the navy blue. So I'm not gonna wash it. I'm going to go back to the navy blue. And then I'm even going to take a tiny bit of black. Start adding some more black there. So we have contrast. Contrast itu jadi kelihatan yang mana yang terang banget, yang mana yang gelap banget. So it looks real. Looks super cool. There, like that. I added some more black there. A little bit of black here, for example. Just keep brushing. There, like that. It looks like a real ocean, isn't it? Kalau mau tambah sedikit putih, in the middle right here, you can do that. Just a little bit though. Just to make the blue darker. Right, so by mixing white and blue, navy blue on the board, we get another blue, right? It's a lighter one. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it the same way, starting with blue or navy blue or cobalt blue. If you have ultramarine, you can use ultramarine blue. Now it's just blue, no need to mix. I'm going to mix it on the board. So okay, I'm going to add some white, sedikit aja. Keep adding a tiny bit of white here and there. I'm also going to take a tiny bit of black and add some black here and there again. The key to this one is just to keep brushing. While the paint is still wet, it's really nice to blend. So I'm just going to mix navy blue and some white, making it lighter. So this is for the base. Just make sure to pick it not in the middle, but on the side. Jadi kita bisa lihat the moon ada di mana, lingkarannya ada di mana. Now what you're going to do next is to, and then clean it up very cleanly, very nicely. And then what we're going to do is just add something like this. Adding lines, as you can see. And as you can see, my blue is still wet, and that is exactly what we want. Keep adding some white right there. We're still maintaining the shape. You can still see that it's a circle. Going to take a little bit of a navy blue, because why not? So it's like that. Makin bawah makin tipis-tipis aja. You should make sure that your white is super clean. Jadi putihnya lebih jelas. Jadi ada yang putihnya jelas, ada yang kecampur sama biru. Looks nice like this. Okay, there we have it. So to do this, it's not to brush it too much. Kalau di brush too much, if you swipe too much, they will blend. I'm not blending this, so you can take a little bit of white, or a lot actually. You can take some white yang masih bersih, and then you can just swipe it along. So we're not brushing it. Jadi dia ada garis-garis putihnya, like that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna go forward. So we're still going to use white, but this time we are going to also add some yellow. Jadi we're not mixing the yellow. Again, I'm just going to put it right here. Ada yellow, ada white. Why don't I just use this white? Karena dia udah ada birunya. So I want a clean one right here. Actually, start from the white, not from the yellow.
Well,
And then I'm just going to paint the moon all white. Yang di atas benar-benar putih aja, nggak pakai apa-apa lagi for now. Like that. We're just gonna paint the moon. Very beautifully with white. No need to mix. There, like that. And what you can do actually is to take a tiny bit of yellow. Sedikit aja, cuma seujung brush. And then what you would want to do is to brush in some yellow at the top part. Like this. It has a tiny bit of a yellow tone to it. Jadi ada sedikit kuning di atas. That's it. Jadi nggak cuma putih. Wait, there. You can see it here better. Yep, basically I just added a little bit of yellow. So for the next part, kalau udah selesai the moon, we're gonna still use yellow and white. This time I'm going to start from white. Make sure ini udah kering ya. Di lautnya udah kering. Then we're gonna start with white. Jadi supaya kelihatan dia udah thin belum sih, udah nggak ketebalan belum sih? To know that for sure, when you're painting, itu biasanya dia udah nggak bertekstur, dia lebih halus hasilnya. A lot smoother, and you're gonna need to take some more paint, karena biasanya by this time, catnya udah habis. See, I can't really paint anymore, so I'm gonna need some more white. So paint thinly. some parts it helps a lot. Kalau untuk sea and the reflection of the moon, we want it kind of thick because we want them to have a little bit of a texture. White itu cuma satu garis begini ya, not all of it. Now, while the white is still wet, we are going to use just yellow, and you don't really need to wash your brush kalau masih using the same brush, which like I'm using the same brush. And then I'm just going to take yellow and start painting this part right here. Now, if you have too much paint, you will cover the white. And so you can take some more white, put it at the bottom, and start blending. So you get some white there. Add some white kayak gini. Then I'm going to brush it here. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. Just keep brushing. Okay, like that. Take some white and brush it a little. So we're going to blend it anyway. Just make sure that you got more white at the bottom. Jadi warnanya lebih terang di bagian bawah. It's there. That's where the sun sets. Okay, now for this one, the last part of the sky, warnanya itu pink, but not a very light pink, mostly kind of like red. So like reddish pink, more like red than pink. Gonna have red right there. And then I'm going to take white right here. Yang ada kuningnya sedikit nggak apa-apa, since we are going to actually add some yellow right there. With a tiny bit of yellow. Jadi dia agak too strong. Gonna take some more white. A little bit of yellow. See how I'm taking a tiny bit of yellow there? There, the color is gonna be a soft, darker pink. A little bit of navy blue. Antara warna ini ke warna pink, terus nanti ke warna yellow. So make sure you still have yellow. You still have the navy blue. Oops, or the cobalt blue. Okay, so I'm just, again, pakai warna pinknya sedikit aja. So if you have a lot on your brush, make sure to scrape it to the sides. Almost as if you don't have any more paint. And then paint it right there. So as usual, karena biasanya paintingnya besar atau kepisah kayak gini nih, ada bagian kanan, ada bagian kiri. I'm going to just start from the left one. So what I'm going to do is actually scrape the brush and then wipe it. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of yellow, just for blending. Sedikit aja, just for blending this, like this. Kalau kurang, take some more. And just keep brushing. They don't blend so much, you just gotta keep brushing. There, just like that. Jadi kita satu-satu dulu aja warnanya. So yeah, I'm going to blend this one. This is red with white and tiny bit of yellow. And then I'm going to use a tiny bit of blue just to blend. Like this. Just like that. So I'm going to do the same thing to the right part. Gonna start with the pink. And then blend it with yellow. And then blend it with the blue. So here I have the pink. I'm just going to wipe it. Take some yellow and try to blend. Jadi pas blending itu all you need is just to swipe. Add some more yellow kalau kurang. So if you're swiping dari bawah, move your way upwards. Just keep swiping. Blend it nicely like that. The next one is the whale. Okay, I'm just gonna wet this a little. And then I'm going to blend it with a tiny bit of blue. Wipe the brush off, taking a tiny bit of blue like that, very little, very little. Very little and gently mix them together. All right. So once we're done with the background, lastly, we are going to paint the whale. So the whale has a grayish color, kind of like a grayish blue color. Two types of gray, dark gray and lighter gray. So I'm just going to mix it here. I have two more palettes right here. I'm just going to make it on the same palette. Or not. So I'm just going to use white right here, for example. And also white right here. So for the darker black, sorry, the darker gray, we're going to use the same part of white and black. Same amount of black and white. You can also use white from the blue one. I get the same amount of black right here, and then a little bit of black right there. So as you can see, yang warna putihnya lebih banyak, this is going to be light gray. Yang warna hitam dan putihnya sama, that's going to be dark gray right here. What's gonna make this color more interesting is if we add some blue. So I can give a little bit of blue to the dark gray. And I could also take a tiny bit of blue. This is gray, but it has a tiny bit of a blue tone. Jadi nggak terlalu gray. So for this part at the top right here, that's all right. This is for the back of the whale. Jadi ini buat perutnya nanti yang warnanya lebih terang. So if you're using a smaller brush like me, it's gonna be a lot easier. You can even paint until around down here. Now for the stomach, I'm going to go back using a big brush and use the lighter gray right here. Nah ini ada garis di paint aja, that's alright. You can just paint it over.
Miss.
But yeah, for a start, it looks like this. Just gonna take some black from here. And get some blue. Okay, so the fin yang di sebelah kanan sama kiri, that's the same color as the stomach. So this and this is the same color. You can make it lighter actually. especially for this one karena dia akan dekat sama perutnya. So to make sure that they have a different color, just add some more white to the lighter gray. Cuma di pangkalnya. For the body of the whale, I'm using dark gray and a soft or light gray. But I also added a little bit of navy blue or cobalt blue. You can take a little bit of the darker gray and then add dark gray right at the bottom of the fin like this. There, right there. Here, let me just finish the fin. Now for the bottom half of the whale, mainly the tail, itu warnanya sebenarnya sama, dark gray and light gray. Tapi since it's underwater, we're gonna have to add more blue. It's gonna be a little bit darker. But I'm going to make it a little bit darker and a little bit more blue. So I'm going to add the dark gray. Jadi
And
dark
the light
gray-nya
gray?
Miss tambahin to the light gray, yes, and add some more blue. Karena dia akan adanya di bawah lautnya. Okay, so we're done with the whale like this, right? What we're gonna do next is just to add some details on the sea. Jadi karena whale-nya itu adanya di bawah sea, so what you can do is to add a little bit of the navy blue, for example. And then just add some lines. Jadi ini bentuknya kayak tadi kita tambahin lines on top of the moon, or the reflection of the moon. Even though the paint is still wet, that's exactly what we want to do. Karena dia adanya at the bottom of the sea. That's to make an illusion as if it's underwater. Adding some white like this to add the texture of the water. Karena kalau biasanya kan kita blend di palette, ini kita blendnya di canvasnya atau di board. It is a little bit different than usual. For the details, kita bisa tambah clouds if you like. I'm just going to use white. And you can just dab it. Di dab aja kayak gini. Jadi kita tambah highlight aja. Add some more right here. Cuma di dab aja. Bikinnya agak tipis-tipis juga nggak apa-apa. Another one right here. Add highlights pakai brush yang kecil aja. And make sure you still have the pink and the yellow. Jadi highlightnya juga agak randomly aja. Going to add the highlight right here, for example. Just painting loosely. Kenapa? Karena basically it's sunset. It's a little bit dark. You're painting loosely. That's totally fine. And it's nature. So we're painting a little bit loosely. Won't be perfect. But it's nice. That's why Miss tadi bilangnya ini lebih ke artistic than realistic. Karena mana ada kan whale-nya ada ping-pingnya begini. It looks kind of artsy. Clouds juga bisa ditambah sedikit warna pinknya. And just dab it along. And also some of the yellow. Basically, we're not using that much color. If you're done with that, bisa pakai Posca marker yang warna putih. Just to add some of the lines right here. Like this.
If you don't have Posca, you can use paint instead.
Biasanya paus kayak gini ada garis-garis di bawahnya like this, di perutnya. Kan ada splash of water, ya kan? Splash of water di sini karena ceritanya si the whale baru keluar dari air. So before we do that, I'm just gonna add some stars on the sky as much as you like, or as big as you like. And then once you add the stars, ini teknik yang terakhir. So I'm just going to add a clean water ke warna putih. And I'm going to use a big round brush. Jadi make sure ini catnya jauh lebih cair dari biasanya. So once it is a lot lebih cair, a lot thinner, what you can do is just to do a little bit, do a little bit of splat. If you can't do it like this karena catnya kurang banyak. Wait, let's see. It doesn't want to splat. So if it doesn't want to splat, what you are going to need to do is to do it like this. Jadi pakai fingers like that. There. So it splatters. And make sure catnya harus agak cair ya, karena kalau terlalu kental, doesn't want to splat. Terus diarahin juga splatnya. Karena dia keluar dari air, jadi dia splashing dari atas ke bawah kayak gini. So I'm gonna do it like this. There. That. For the stars, you can use Posca marker. Untuk splatternya, you can use white paint, tapi harus dicairin dulu, dikasih air bersih. Beberapa tetes, jadi dia agak cair. So, agak cair catnya. And then what you can do, you can use a flat brush or a round brush. It's the same thing. But what you're gonna do is to flick it like this. Flick. Even be used to add a little bit of a smaller stars. Di flick aja around it. So you're gonna, jangan lupa cuci tangan. And that's it. Accidental shooting star here. Right there. Or maybe it's a galaxy or something at the far back. By the way, for the splatter, karena itu nggak bisa dikontrol, I mean, it just happens randomly. Even if we flick it to the left, sometimes it flicked to the right anyway. So don't be sad about it. It is kind of random, but it will also make a really. We're done. So if you see here, I have some dots on the bottoms because I flick it. And sometimes it gets to the bottom. That is okay. Just we're going to see it as like it's reflecting some of the stars above. Right? Good. Alright, by the way, as you can see here, ada garis kan sebenarnya di antara warna dark gray and light gray. You can just paint it with the light gray. That's alright. Itu sebenarnya masih satu warna kok. Cuma di template-nya agak beda aja. That's alright.
Okay.
Alright then, I will see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.